P.M.R.Bonez88.
And the Horror Arena Master.
And today we went to the movie, yesterday we went to the movies in theaters and we saw was It Chapter 2.
I gotta admit, it was good.
Pretty good, but there were some elements that were missing, and even so, Bill Skarsgård once again returned to play as none other than Pennywise.
He looked awesome. I think the best part of that movie was his performance, as well as the adults.
Yes. Most of the adults, including with James McAvoy playing as grown-up Billy, and Bill Hader playing as grown-up Richie.
And, of course, Eddie, who was Mr. Deputy So-and-so from Sinister.
Yes, he was in Sinister 1 and 2.
He doesn't look like that one.
Yeah. However, this was the second chapter, and now we see the losers now all grown up, having their own careers, and featuring with Bill Skarsgård returning as Pennywise and continuing on terrorizing and killing all the kids from Derry.
Oh yes, he did perfectly. I just wish there were some moments. I'm not gonna start hating here.
Yeah.
I'm not the hater type.
Somehow, it wasn't really that intense in the first chapter. First chapter was very intense, had great scary moments, and however, for the second one, I feel like they toned down the intense.
That's why I didn't like it. The first one really did unnerve me in some parts. The second one, there was some unnerving parts, I will admit that. There were.
Yeah, there were some scenes that were really intense and quite scary.
By the way, I have to say this is a non-spoiler. The spoiler review will come when we watch it again.
No. But I think there was one scene that was my favorite, where during the mirror scene.
Oh, yes. Just what Bill Skarsgård did. It was just... That must have hurt. That must have hurt.
Yes, and especially where he just smiled and his extra teeth just came out of his mouth. Just like, oh god, that is really creepy. That's intense right there.
I'm wondering how his head felt after that scene. Oh my god. Over and over and over. I'm like, that made me nervous because of the way that was happening. I just went, I don't like this.
And the other scene where he met that other girl that had the little skin
She
problem.
almost got away. She almost did. I was like, please.
And when he was starting to count to 3, he just went after 2. He didn't say 3.
I knew it. I was like, no,
don't
like, trust it.
Oh, shit,
Never trust Pennywise.
He stands there, the music stops, and all of a sudden, his mouth, and just wham! It's like, oh shit!
Call back to Georgie.
It got me right there.
No, but that was also another callback to Georgie.
Yeah, so that was a reference to Georgie right there. Both of them. 2 of them were definitely referenced.
Well, for my most favorite part of that movie is where Stanley just comes out only with that head. Somehow just turned into a big, gigantic, well not really big, but turned into this mutating head spider. They even used that idea from John Carpenter's The Thing. That was a pretty good idea right there. I only wish they could have used practical effects instead of CGI. Because throughout the whole movie there was so much CGI, but they were good. Some were necessary, some weren't.
And up to the second half of the story, it started to go down. Everything started to become a little bit of a goofball right there.
Yeah, I was like, I love how he was a goofball, but when you look at the miniseries, a lot of people hate it for some reason. I love how Tim Curry can mix the funny comedic moments with some serious. Ooh.
Yes, however, with that, it was all out of loop. There was so much, especially when we saw Beverly going back to her old house, her old apartment. Yeah, and we see Mrs. Kirsch. But up to that point where she was doing that weird looking running, what the? It's like she was spazzing.
I got terrified when they first revealed it, and then it just turned silly, and I just suffered.
Yeah, up to that point, it started to get a little silly, but
it was
still scary.
The favorite moment of the whole movie for me was the final battle.
Yes, mine too. That was the whole thing ever.
Everything about that final battle, all their fears, it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen.
That was even the other thing, the big final battle where they finally faced their own fear. Bill's fear, Ben's fear, Beverly's fear, everyone's. Oh gosh.
Everyone actually said why. When he said, this isn't much of a spoiler.
We both said really, right there, we connected.
A lot of people
right
actually
there.
have already talked about this in reviews. Why put the Here's Johnny reference in that scene? Why? Everyone in the theater said why at the same time. We all said it.
And then the other thing what bothered me the most is, I mean, that it would come back every 30 years, but yet it wasn't even close to 30 years. It took place 27 years. Like, what?
The original said 30, and this one had. Let's not complain about time, because we're not even going to talk about. That's not even bad. Look back at the one Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and we'll talk about it. When a movie made no damn sense of time.
Yeah, at that point, I just felt, okay, why did they do that? Why do it in the past? Do it in the present, please.
I felt, no offense, the movie is great in a lot of terms. It's really amazing. They kind of rushed it. I think it was the whole money of the first one.
Yeah, but
casting.
But unfortunately, it's still good. It is worth watching. It too. Yes, we all love it.
I was mad excited. I couldn't control my excitement moving into the theater. I was like, hurry up. It started raining. Tell them about that.
Yes. Up to that point, when it started raining, that means it was a sign we were going to see it, Chapter 2.
Well, no, for me, with Conjuring Part 1, it rained. And it also rained when I saw Sinister Part 2. So I was like, why does it rain every time I see a horror movie?
But overall, I think Chapter 2 is worth watching.
Absolutely.
And it's definitely good to see, but it's definitely not better than the first chapter. But however, it's only just for a moment, and sometimes maybe they could have done it better, maybe they could have just not rushed it, and maybe taken their time, as always.
However,
like I said.
my positive notes would be the cast themselves. Everyone was casted perfectly to the losers.
Yes, the losers were perfect. The grown-ups were perfect. Even with flashback moments, that was even more perfect.
However, the whole touch-up thing with the faces.
You
can tell that was CGI. I'm sorry.
I was like, I couldn't tell what was CGI, what was not, But the only one that I got was the kid, the other kid that played little Richie and was also in Stranger Things. I could definitely tell that was CGI right there at that moment.
You could tell.
Even the voices, I think they kind of dubbed it.
Well, they had really no choice because the kids were getting older. Like things like Stranger Things, the kids can get older and you relate to them even more. But with it, they have to remain the same age. I don't know why, but they have to.
It was supposed to take place in the 80s, so that's why.
Yep.
They could have taken place in the 90s, seeing them as teenagers.
Cough, cough, miniseries, cough, cough.
Yeah, well.
Seriously. What happened? The miniseries was even based in the 90s at one point. It said 90s. It literally screamed 90s at that point.
Yeah, but
overall, a great film. It's a fun, loving horror film. It's not really for people who want genuine scares. Like, really wanting, like, heart beating fast and everything. If you want to laugh and actually enjoy a horror movie just for the jokes and stuff, I would definitely see it Chapter 2.
Yes, me too. So, just to rate this film for It Chapter 2, we'll have to give it a 8.5 out of 10.
I actually agree. 8.5. It's still a great movie. I'm definitely going to see it again.
Me too. I will see it again in theaters once more. And probably having once again, the cast were terrific.
Oh, yes.
Bill Skarsgård did a terrific job, especially he done some really great scary moments. Sometimes he can try to do a little bit, toning down, making him as a fun out goofball kind of guy. But
I actually smiled when they were together. Like,
yes.
I actually felt like I was watching them as kids. Like when they were laughing and joking, it just felt so good.
I just love how they just mix it between comedy and horror. But however, they made it pretty good. But even so, the storyline was pretty fair. And unfortunately, it did stick to almost the story.
Not really.
But not really. If those of you did not see It Chapter 2, you gotta see it.
I would definitely say see it.
But we're personally looking for it when it comes on Blu-ray and DVD.
We own the first one. Now the second one is on my list.
Same here.
Also, I wanted to announce me and him that we are going to do a trailer reaction to Star Wars. Yes. Because that surprise. Yo, my reaction was perfect.
So this is P.M.R.Bonez88.
And the Horror Arena Master.
We're signing off. The saying is...
Peace!
Well, it's catch on a flick.